Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Kiva Advancement Podcast right here on iHeartRadio. As always, I'd like to thank iHeartRadio for all that they do by allowing us to grace their platforms and, just be able to reach more people, pour into more people, be poured into. So this morning I'm up and I'm bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and I'm just sitting here thinking, I said, I need to tell the people that Kiva is starting today. Today, Kiva starts our winter session, which will run until spring. And, the women are doing so many beautiful things. And, even women that don't come on the class are being touched by the Kiva Advancement Conference Call, because there are women who just listen to the podcast. And I thank you all that listen to the podcast. And I just thank God above all. First of all, let me say I thank God above all, because if it was not for God allowing me the grace and mercy to come through my trials and tribulations, then I don't think that I would have made it this far. I don't think I would have had anything to offer others. So that's a thing right there that you need to set in your mind. Just because you go through it doesn't mean you're coming out empty-handed. Okay, so today I'm just going to go over a few things with you. And this isn't necessarily pertaining to the class that we're getting ready to take tonight, because the class we're taking tonight is the persuasion. What is it? Wait a minute, I have to look again. Y'all, I do so many things. But it's not pertaining to the class. Well, it may tie in there a little bit. Who knows? The persuasion of influence, something like that. So y'all join me tonight at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be back on here, the Kiva Advancement line. But for right now, I'm just going to talk about women. Listen, I always hear women say, empowering this, empowering that. Well, I believe in true empowerment. And I believe that the only way that a woman can be empowered is to get as much knowledge as you can and fill up on God. Of course, fill up on God. And not be afraid to try different things, not be afraid to fail. That's the only way that I think a woman can truly be empowered. And listen, when we hear empowered, we think it's got to be these big time billionaires and millionaires, but no, it doesn't have to be. I honestly think that if we start looking at the ordinary woman, we can see some extraordinary things in just the ordinary woman herself. Yes. So I tell people all the time, start your day in charge. Don't let nobody tell you who you are. Study enough about yourself and get enough knowledge and stuff about yourself that you can go out and do some incredible things despite being ordinary. Women all the time are just constantly putting themselves down. And, a lot of people try to say, a lot of business people try to say in 2017 that the women got the short end of the stick. Well, it was only because the women did not know their worth and didn't get up and demand certain things or speak certain things and do certain things. So my topic for today is learn how to accommodate and compliment. Accommodate and compliment. And in other words, there are things that all of us women need. And if we don't learn how to accommodate one another and our needs, then who will? Because men do not understand. Men do not have a clear understanding of how us women really work. We could be happy one minute, and the next minute we could be in full-blown depression. Am I right about it? Yeah. I mean, we could be like, I could be sitting here right now doing all this, and then all of a sudden something happens or something triggers me. So I think the more that a woman knows how to accommodate her needs and accommodate others, the more she is able to empower not only herself, but empower those that are around her. Compliments. Compliments is something that we don't do enough of. Instead, we spread hate. We spread a lot of hate. I got to admit it. We do. When I look on Facebook, sometimes the stuff I see on there is just ridiculous. I mean, why are you going to talk about somebody's hair? I mean, if somebody can't afford to get something done, don't knock it. Because I can tell you, listen, if you're worried about hair and stuff and trying to have the best weaves, but you don't have a good home and you don't have any education, what's the purpose in being dressed up? You're dressed up for failure. That's what that is. When you dress up for success, you don't need to do all that stuff, and you don't need to put anybody down. All success does is compliment the other person. So what's your idea of success? There's a chat box down here. You can always hit me up in the chat box and tell me what your idea of success is. To me, to be successful is to set goals and achieve them. And not only that, to be successful, most of all, is to be free. That's my main thing. To be successful is to be free. I don't think people can grasp just how important it is to be free. Just how empowering it is to have your own mind, to be able to think for yourself and to make your own decisions. We have a lot of women who are really not even thinking for themselves. They don't choose their clothes. They don't choose the places that they get to go out and date. They don't even choose the day that they get to go date. You know, a lot of women have to celebrate Valentine's Day after Valentine's Day. And it's not because they're a side chick. It's not because they're a side chick. It's just because that's the way that their man has planned it, and they didn't have guts enough to speak up about it out of fear that they would lose the man and not get anything. Not get anything for Valentine's Day. So it goes back to accommodate your needs. The needs that every woman needs to have is a spiritual life. Every woman needs to have a prayer life. If you don't have a prayer life, by the way, get one. Get one. Get a prayer life with God. Before you start any relationships with anybody, God should be your first relationship. I wish somebody would have told me this a long time ago, and maybe I could have got by, missing a few things. But your first relationship should be your prayer life with God. Because there is a sense of peace that God can give you that no one else can. The peace of God surpasses all understanding. When God starts to give you ideas, no one can beat the ideas that God gives you. Even if it's the same idea that someone's done before. But when God gives it to you and puts a twist on it, He puts His special anointing on it, you're able to go and do that job a lot better than the next person. You're able to go and not even be fully funded, but yet get business. And sometimes, people think it's the quantity. It's not the quantity, it's the quality. Give me 2-3 good clients, good paying clients, and I'm good. You know what I'm saying? So put God first in all of your relationships. Put God first as part of your life. You have to have that prayer life with God. He has to be first. Otherwise, you're going to keep trying to accomplish things, and you're never going to be able to accomplish things because you won't have the patience. You won't have the patience and understanding and the real love that it takes to really fail. The real love that it takes to look over things that people say about you. The real love and patience that it takes to be understanding and compassionate to others. Another thing, in accommodations. Accommodation, when you accommodate each other as women, we do empower each other by accommodations. And in other words, when we start helping each other to grow, instead of, throwing shade and salt on one another, that falls off. That blessing spills over to the next person. It spills over to the next person and the next person and the next person. And it keeps going. The cycle of giving, love, and understanding, patience, kindness, it just keeps going. And in hopes we can get our men to come on board. My goal here with Kiva is to really just touch the hearts and lives of women in a way that they've never been touched before, so that they can open up and be successfully free. Successfully free. And if you want to be free, just go ahead and hit in the chat box, say freedom. Because it's in speaking too, You can't speak these things into your life. I believe in love, and I believe in business, and I believe that anytime we can accommodate each other's business or either their home life, the environment, that's where the growth is. That's where the power is in the knowledge of helping the next person and the next person and the next person. And The compliments, why I say compliment each other, because there's somebody right now, listen to me. There's somebody right now that's walking a path with ideas in their head, and not releasing them into the hands of the person that God has given to them to release them ideas into. But they don't know that they are a trailblazer. They don't know that the path that they are walking right now is a path that's going to help thousands or hundreds of thousands of people. It's going to solve a problem that no one else could solve. It may be the path of science. You know, I got my degree in associate science and also marketing and business and all that stuff. But the science of life, understanding the science of life and why the ants work together. Why do the birds fly, and why do they come at certain times of the year? Why are they coming in and out? Even birds got seasons, you see. They migrate in and out throughout the year. So when we begin to compliment one another, we begin to see the beauty in each other. Compliments enhance what we already are. So learn how to compliment each other, and it's not a form of insecurity. Women who can compliment you and truly mean it from their heart, and you can always tell when they really mean it. You can tell when they really mean it by how it sounds when they come out. You can tell a fake compliment anytime with the fake laugh. You know, you look so good today. You know, we can tell, women can tell whenever you're really not on that level. So if you're not on that level to compliment somebody, don't do it, because they can tell and you're going to do more harm than good. Okay? Okay, so, you know, one thing too about women entrepreneurs that are out here today, you know, times have changed. To 2018, we do not have to just put up with just anything. We need to make sure that our minds are well. That's another focus of Kiva, is making sure that our mind is well. We need to make sure that the physical body is well as also, by talking about discussing the things that we eat, what's healthy, what's not healthy. Everybody's trying the vegan diet. And, you know, the vegan diet, listen, I tell you, and when it comes down to health and wellness, the vegan diet is actually a good diet, but you gotta make sure that you get your protein in there. It's actually a lifestyle. Going back to plant-based foods, you know, I went back to plant-based foods not on purpose and not because I wanted to, but I do love fruits and vegetables out of everything that I eat, but because I got sick and I had to go back to what was natural, and the only thing that I could hold down was plant-based foods. So I stayed on plant-based foods for over 2 years. I didn't come out till I started back eating meat October of 2015. So, and then at that, I still haven't ate much meat because I just got used to it. But a total vegan now, you know, we are able to come together as women and discuss these things and find out what's best for all of us. You know, we all got our different walks and different paths. If you've been down that path, come out and share your story. I mean, you can help the next person to get through their path. Another thing is, in business, 2018, I know everybody wants to make money. I know everybody wants to have a billionaire and millionaire mindset. Well, to me, I know there's a lot of people preaching